What's up, my dudes? Oprah Winfrey's son back at it again. We about to shred that gnar, dog. So, shout out to Donut. This is the only thing that I really remember Cycle Ranch from is Donut on the KTM 250 smoker from like 25 years ago, you know what I'm saying? That's the only thing I really know this track from, right? So, me and my team dudes were messing around on my Discord the other day. We just go into random Reflex custom tracks. We happened to come across this one. This was actually made in 2020 by Crothh and Nikdelion, right? So I had never really seen this track before, but I was like, oh, dude, like, yeah, this is that track that like Donut rides on, like a Texas style track, you know what I mean? So I was like, bro, by the way, that just, me thinking about that, like way back in those days, bro, like 10 plus years ago, dude, oh my goodness. I've been in this game too long, bro, I tell you what. So, but we're actually on the KTM 250 two-stroke on Reflex, you know, the one and only real-life bike manufacturer on Reflex. See if we can hit that triple you got. There we go. So, yeah, I just wanted to make a little track review on this just because this track is really cool and unique on Reflex, I feel like. So, one really cool thing about it is it does have that Texas-y kind of vibe on the actual, like, scaling of the track. Whoops, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. It's got that, just doesn't feel like every other custom national on Reflex, you know? You can tell these boys really tried to make this track. You know how everybody talks about, oh, Texas tracks, bro, they're so wide open, they're so fast, you know, all this different kind of stuff. You probably heard all that before. And that's really what they seem to have tried to capture here with this track. So I thought that alone is kind of what made it worthy of doing a track review on it here. The roughness is kind of crazy too. There is quite the amount of chop coming into some of these corners right here. But yeah, super speed flowing track, super high speed track. Got that nice little like red dirt Texas style, red clay style vibe going on here with the actual dirt decal. But I just thought this track was cool. Wanted to show it off a little bit here. But yeah, it is from 2020. It is on the track manager if you have that. So yeah, you can pretty much get around the track on any bike, by the way, too. So that's always good. It's not like you have to have a 450. You may have to take some of these outsides if you want to hit like that triple right there on a smaller bike than a 450. Then you got like this triple over here that's kind of gnarly if you don't hit it just right. Even right here, like I'm going to come up short a little bit. Whoa! My suspension dialed in, boys. But taking this inside rut right here. But yeah, we ripped up like probably, I don't know, 69 laps on this track or some shit. Me and my team dudes. By the way, boys, I've been getting on my Discord basically every single night again. Been getting on there playing Sim, Reflex, PUBG, you name it, bro. So if you're interested in getting on there, hanging out with us, playing some games, all you have to do is DM me on Instagram at Spencer Turley, no spaces and no capital letters. Let me know you want to get in the Discord. I'll get you in there. That's how you get on the team. Okay. There is a big-ass jump right here on the finish. You can, like, sky this bitch out all the way to right there. Whoa. Just don't pop off, boys. Don't get reflexed. Oh, Spency boy, that roughness. That's the other thing about this track that is cool, is that it actually does have some skill gap to the roughness of it. Like, you can't just go into these corners like completely blind and wide open and not thinking about it. There is a little bit of challenge there to the roughness. But yeah, just as soon as I got on this track, it just had like a totally different feel to it than most other Reflex tracks that I had rode on, you know. A lot of the custom Reflex tracks get into that habit of making everything too small, too easy, too narrow, you know, too one-to-one scaling. We've definitely beat that dead horse into the ground before, but this track is not like that. This is one of those that is just not like that. Whoa. Bro, we're going to hit every rut as we're going through the corner. We're going to snag every single rut that's in the corner. You know what I'm saying, Doug? Bro, this triple right here is pretty fun. I need to hit that wider. You really got to carry the speed around. You could do it on a 125 too, but it is tricky. Tricky. All right. Hit this rut right here. But yeah, just one of those kind of tracks I thought was cool. Want to get back into doing some of these old school track review style videos again. That seemed to have been something that was pretty cool for the channel back in the day. You can carry a lot of speed around here. You get in those high speed battles on this track where you're just absolutely wide. This roughness right here, yep, got to watch out for that. But yeah, almost kind of has like a pro national kind of feel to it, but also like a local vibe track kind of vibe to it, you know? Got that nice little in-between feeling. Got some big jumps, got some separator jumps. Got the ruts, got the pre-made, got the roughness, got the high speed, got the width, got the skill gap. You know what I'm saying? Just kind of got a little bit of all that shit that you want. Bro, I need to park it over here real quick, get in the shade, sip my tea, okay? Don't even worry about it. Let's do a little first person. Bro, that is something kind of crazy how there's actual KTMs on Reflex, you know, without downloading any sort of mods or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? It's just funny that, you know, like KTM was the one brand that they happen to put in the greatest. Bro, I don't know. It just don't make a whole lot of sense to me, but I guess that's the one that they... I'm just assuming at this point, but I'm thinking back to that time like 08, 09 when Reflex came out. You know, KTM was nothing compared to what it is today back then. So I'm just wondering if like Rainbow Studios was able to get the KTM license for like a lot cheaper or something than all of the other ones or something like that. That's the only reason or way I could see why they would have only gotten the KTM license and none of the other license for the other, you know, real-life manufactured bikes in the game. I don't know. But still, yeah, nonetheless. And I don't really think the KTM is the best, like, bike dyno or whatever you want to call it on Reflex either. But it is the only technical real one, you know, without going into the Dokomoto and Shima and Takashi 69 and all that shit, right? So, bro, it's pretty cool with this PC version Reflex first-person mod right here on this track. Bro, I'm like Donut out here on his fucking KTM 250, dude. Man. Yeah, a little personal message to Donut right here, bro. You need to come back, dude. Everybody wants you to come back. You need to come back, bro. You know what I'm saying? I seen you in a couple of MXM Pro races a little bit here recently, but hadn't really seen you upload anything in a while or anything, so yeah, bro. Just letting you know, word on the street, everybody wants you to come back. You need to come back. Alrighty. So, as far as this track right here, I'm going to give this, this one's pretty solid, man. This one's got it going on right here. I like the high speed feel, you know, and it's obviously, you know, replicating like a real life track, but it really gives you that kind of different feel to it with the high speed and the openness of it. That's the first thing you notice on this track, just the sheer openness. It's just, like I say, there's just a lot of those kind of replica tracks on Reflex custom tracks. Whoa, Spitzy Boy tossing it. There's a lot of those tracks that just don't, I don't know, man. They just don't quite capture that same vibe of like the Reflex stock tracks. You know what I'm saying? You can double this, by the way. That's like the normal line to like double that and then hit that over that tabletop. But, yeah, that's kind of the, you know, has been sort of the staple with a lot of the custom Reflex tracks that they just have, majority of them, I would say, has went down more of the road of like smaller scaling, slower speeds, you know, easier. Obviously, when you get into the fantasy tracks, it gets a little bit like bigger and shit, but this is a lot closer to like what you would say is like a stock track, like a stock motocross track on Reflex, like a, you know, kind of similar scaling to like Razorback or something like that, you know what I mean? Kind of got that similar dirt vibe to it too. Whoa! There you go. There's your little pop off on the finish line. But I just thought this track was worth checking out if you haven't really seen it on Reflex before. I had never really seen it before. Like I say, it was from like 2020. So, few years old here, but definitely still good in the game for sure. I just think it's cool, like any sort of Reflex track that I feel like, you know, gives you a certain feeling that not a lot of other tracks give to you. I think it's worth checking out for sure. And there's a lot of other ones out there too, but this is just one of them that I happened to come across. So, yeah, man, overall, I'd say this is probably like a, maybe like a 9 out of 10, I'd probably say. Something like that. Yeah, that's about what I'd give it. 9 out of 10. Difficulties like probably medium or something like that, you know? I wouldn't say it's like hard difficulty. I mean, it ain't like crazy, you know, but it will challenge you a little bit, especially if you're not on a 450. It's going to challenge you a little bit in some of these areas to hit certain rhythms, or, you know, this is one of those tracks you want to ramp up that top speed a little bit on your tuning than you probably would normally have it on most tracks in the game, unless you're on like a really wide open style track. It's wide open, dog. You know what I'm saying? This is some high speed, tall gears, you know, get up in that 6th or 9th gear type shit, you know what I'm saying? So, oh, dog. Smitzy boy tossing it, T-sipping it, ripping it, T-sipping it, scrubbing it. A lot of cool little angles. You can, like, try to cut these corners better. But, yeah, bro. So, this is Cycle Ranch right here, dude. Cool to see these, I call them kind of like semi-famous local tracks, you know? That's kind of what I would call Cycle Ranch. I'm pretty sure this has been made on Sim, too. I don't know exactly for sure, but this is a good one on Reflex right here. For sure, bro. For sure, bro.